It's official now. Megyn Kelly's morning program at NBC has been canceled. She seems to be en route to exiting from NBC News altogether. The former Fox News star had been struggling in the ratings, but her fate was sealed when she made a racial comment during a panel discussion on Tuesday. The pushback from even colleagues at NBC was swift and it seems decisive. But did she ever have a chance in trying to change her on-air persona in today's stratified media climate? Joining me now, Entertainment Tonight host Nichelle Turner. Nichelle, this will be remembered as her being given her walking papers as a result of a racially insensitive comment. Was it that simple?
You know what? I don't think so. And that's a good question. I love the question that you led into it. Did she ever have a shot? Because if you remember when the big announcement came that Megyn Kelly was coming over to NBC from Fox, there was immediate and widespread skepticism because what we knew of her at Fox was that she was sort of the prosecutorial interviewer. She went toe-to-toe, point for point. She was very strong and tough in her approach. So to get this announcement and know now she's going to be a morning show host, and she should be very sweet and lovable and likable and girl next door, because that's what we love in our morning show hosts, right? That was already a, I don't know. So I think that she went in kind of behind the eight ball a little bit. But then when all of these kind of snowball things started happening, whether it was the cast of Will and Grace, Deborah Messing saying, oh God, I regret going on now that I know it's her, or her getting into it with Jane Fonda, and then the blackface comments, I just think that she had a struggle, going into it. And people were looking at her with a really pointed eye because we also knew the payday she got, which, by the way, I don't begrudge anybody for getting their money. So I don't even really want to talk about money.
I agree with you on that. Hey, I can illustrate your point. Let me first show a clip of Megyn as she hosted in primetime at Fox, followed by Megyn as she introduced herself at NBC. Yeah. Roll them both.
With respect, let me stop you on your first point. With respect, you don't seem to know what you're talking about. Because,
well, I think I do, Megyn.
Well, I don't think you do, because I have read, because unlike you apparently, Kirsten, I have read the testimony that was given before the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights.
I'm also a little nervous. Bear with me, please. I am so grateful to all of you that you're here as part of our first audience, you in the studio and you at home as well. As you've heard, we have the entire cast of Will and Grace here live, along with the show creators.
Nichelle, the demographics for those two programs dramatically different, right? It's an aging white male population that tunes in prime time at Fox. You've got to reach a lot of women mid-morning, many of them of color.
Yes, absolutely. And let me just say, I actually thought she did a really good job when she was at Fox. I thought she was strong. I've sat down with her and spent a little bit of time, interviewed her as well. I came away from that even liking her more as a person after interviewing her. But when I heard that she was going to mornings, I automatically said, I don't think this is going to work, because I didn't look at her as a personality that had a huge following. Like you said, women, and especially women of color who watch morning television, I didn't think she had that type of following that would translate over to NBC. So I already thought that was a huge gamble and that NBC was going to take. And if you think about even some of the comments she made while she was at Fox saying, Santa Claus and Jesus were white, that automatically had folks turned off. Then she was coming over and replacing two African-American journalists and hosts who hosted that show. I think it was just bad choice after bad choice after mistake, and she certainly didn't help herself with the blackface comments.
What occurs to me is that the age of all of America watching one particular show are largely over. I don't think since Seinfeld signed off did we all watch one particular show.
Exactly.
Time and again, friends will say to me today, "Hey, are you watching such and such?" And I've never even heard of it because there's so much out there, and we're all in our individual silos. Yeah. I have an important final question for you, though.
Sure.
We love a comeback story. Is she done?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I definitely think that she will show up again. Where, I'm not sure. Fox is starting their digital channel. I think it's called Fox Nation. Who knows if she could show up there. There are so many different outlets right now, media outlets, and places to go to have a platform and a voice. She most definitely will be okay and show up again. But in the meantime, she has a good little cushion to sit on while she figures out what's going on. I said I wasn't going to talk about money, didn't I? But, I had to get that in.
Nichelle, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks, Michael.